What's going on? Welcome to another live edition of Real Fans Real Talk. It feels so good to be back. We took a week off. Sometimes we gotta take a week off and just and reflect on the blessings that we have received and the support that we get from the fans. Trust, we love y'all, so we want to be here all day, every day for y'all if we could. But we definitely appreciate you guys and all the love you've been showing. Before we get into this week's show, though, let me introduce my co-host, my brother. Legend in two games, Eric Sanchez. What's going on, man?
What's really good, bro? You already know, man. We had to take the week off. We recharged the battery. We back at it, man. And shout out to all of the followers and the people that show a lot of support to the show. We see all the comments, man. We greatly appreciate it. All week throughout the clips, Trip. The clips you've been putting up been amazing for my interview with A Bud, and we've been getting some great feedback from the people, man.
Facts, facts. And listen, guys, we hear y'all. We see y'all want us to go reach out to these different people. We have been reaching out, and we're gonna try to get who we can get here for you. So just have a little bit of patience with y'all. We might have to call this one the summer of friends because we're gonna start bringing more of our friends through to the show for you guys because we truly appreciate all the feedback you guys have been giving us between here, YouTube, and on the Instagram and on Facebook as well. So I definitely want to before we get into, and we're gonna get into summer league, Kyrie hoops, nation. We see y'all. We're gonna get into those comments in a minute as well. But we just want to take a moment just to say thank you guys for continuing to rock with us. We're gonna keep this thing going, man. With that being said, though, let's get into it, man. NBA action, summer league. I see we got the questions in regards to the summer league already. We're gonna have to go out to Vegas one year, Eric, and work, do some work in Vegas. We're gonna have to do some work in Vegas and attend the summer league and just and whatever else Vegas has to offer out there because the summer league is getting more interesting every year. I'm excited this year because we had a couple of the big names, Wembley, Scoop, Brandon Miller out there, the Thompson twins who I wanted to see catch wreck. But let's start with the number one draft pick, Wimbayana. Had a bit of a down and up game, I will say. But I am liking what I've seen from him thus far. Obviously, that first game, 2 for 13 from the field. We can always do better with that one. But 5 blocks, I mean, and the man almost had a triple double. He was out there doing a little bit of everything. The second game, he did get a double double. I think we saw more of what we'll most likely be seeing of Wembayana in that second game. I think that kind of gave us a better look. It's different making that transition from Europe coming over to the league, and that the division that he's in France is not the toughest division as far as all of the Euro leagues and whatnot. So it is an adjustment, but I do like what I see so far from him. Eric, talk to me about Wembley and what you've seen so far in his game.
Well, I'm not gonna overreact to the two summer league games. I mean, we got to remember he is everyone's quote unquote championship. Any guy, whether they were drafted or undrafted, the moment they see him on the court, they want to put him on a poster. They want to make an example of him. So he's gonna have to learn to play with the expectations and play with the anticipation of people just wanting to embarrass him. So I'm not making too much of that. I think the young man is gonna be just fine. We already knew he was slight in the frame. He had to get a little stronger. That's something he's gonna work on throughout the year, but he's going to be just fine. And I think the second game is probably a little closer to the type of player he's going to be in comparison to the first game. He's going to be a guy who will have his moments. He'll struggle just like any rookie will, but he's going to get the blocks. He's going to get the rebounds. He's still going to be a defensive force, and he'll be just fine, man.
Yeah, I agree. I like what you said. He's definitely going to have a target on his back because when you one of them ones, anytime you one of them ones coming into this league, you're gonna have that target on your back because a lot of people is gonna want to have their welcome to the league rook moment with you. In that first game, I mean it was rookie to rookie, but he had a welcome to the league rookie moment because that young fella definitely threw it on him in that game, and he kind of lost his balance a little bit, couldn't handle that crossover dribble, and he took a little fall to the ground. But other than that, man, I think it's gonna be really good. Wembley, I like what I've seen. The Spurs have officially shut him down for the rest of summer league though, but I get it. You got a little showcase. You saw what he can do, what he's capable of. The hype is true. with this kid. But now, let's sit him down and let's be ready for the season, because when you're dealing with them 7-footers, you gotta keep them knees right. You gotta keep the back from getting. You gotta watch out. You gotta protect them. So Pop he got that new bag. He wanted to make sure his next superstar big man is good to go and ready for the season.
Yeah, it's a combination of things. That's the first thing. Like you said, you got to preserve the legs. There's no need him out there running around for 4 or 5 summer league games. It's unnecessary. The second is just to kind of keep him out of the mix. Like we already, and it wasn't even his fault, but the whole Britney Spears situation the other day, where Britney Spears tried to kind of run up on him, and security got involved, and now he got to explain to the people why his security had to push Britney Spears. Like just get him out of Vegas. As you mentioned, Trip, it's not a lot of work that gets done out there in Vegas. Shout out to Pool though. Pool, we see you.
That's why
You out there. And shout out, you mentioned about going out there. Shout out to a great friend of the show, Combo's Court, because Combo was out there.
Mhm.
I believe the first 2 days of summer league as well. So it's tough to get work done in that environment. It's best to get the young man. Just get him to San Antonio, get him away from Vegas.
Facts. I'm just gonna put Pool's comment up real quick, and then we're gonna get to your comment, Kyrie. Yeah, Pool's out in Vegas. It is the spot to be. Oh, yes, that's why I said we got to get out there. Maybe next year we're gonna have to pull up for summer league basketball. Eric, let me know, man. We can work it out in the schedule. I think we should be able to do it.
I think we could do it. We could plan to be out there for a few days.
And they probably would love us in Vegas. I mean, they love us everywhere we go, so that's why I say they probably would love us in Vegas. So we might need to go out there and wreak some havoc. But we gonna talk about that off air. For right now, we're gonna go to Kyrie's comment. Shout out to Kyrie Thompson. What players have impressed you the first few days of summer league? How Imani Bates has been looking to y'all? I'm gonna tell you right now, Imani Bates has impressed me in summer league, and don't be surprised if at the end of the season we're talking about the Cavs got the steal of the draft by getting Imani Bates in the second round, because he actually looked pretty good out there. We spoke a couple of weeks ago about his stock dropping a little bit, but sometimes all you need is that change in a new environment, and we see guys that we think are going to be good coming into the league. They aren't. We also see guys that we don't think are going to step up and level up that fast. We see them come in the game and do just that. So for me, I would say Imani Bates is someone that's impressed me. Obviously, Wemby. I mentioned the 2 for 13, but outside of that, I mean, 5 blocks is 5 blocks. You can't deny that. Knocking down the three. And then in that second game, getting a double double. I thought Brandon Miller did pretty well as in his debut as well. Um, you know, so I think the guys that were supposed to really impressed us for the most part. But I do like what I've seen from Imani Bates thus far.
Amani Bates has looked very good. I don't think I'm surprised by it because we knew he was a high level offensive player
Mhm.
when he obviously went to college and went through his little situation in college in Memphis and then going to what was it, Central Michigan
Yes.
that he went to. So I'm not too surprised by him. I think Amani Bates is going to be a guy who long term could be a big time steal for the Cavs because he's one of them guys that he's so skilled offensively, but he's still learning the game. Remember, he's very young. He didn't play very many college games. So he's a guy who's going to have to really integrate himself. And the Cavs got their pieces already. Like we can't forget they got Donovan Mitchell, they got Garland. You know what I'm saying? They got some guys over there already. So Monty Bates, it's not like he's going to go over there and immediately get 15 shots a night. He's going to have to find a way to work himself in. But I
Yeah.
think long term, he's a project piece. He's a guy that you continue to develop, get his strength right, get him in position where you figure out is he more of a 3 or is he's a 4, where do you like him more? And then you integrate him in with all those pieces they have there. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. They got a lot of guys over there. So he
Yes.
is a high level guy in terms of skill. It's just the landing spot is going to be a little tough because best case scenario, he's still probably the 5th best player on that team. Don't forget they got Karis
Yeah.
LeVert over there as well. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Yeah, they got Karis LeVert. They just paid
Mobley,
Max Strus a lot of money. Yeah,
Jared
so
Allen. So
right. So best case scenario, he's the 5th best player over there, but I don't think it happens this year for him. He's a project piece, and I think 2 to 3 years down the line, we're gonna see a lot more of Imani Bates with the Cavs. For me, the guy I really like, it's a team that just has so many good young pieces. Again, I don't know how this guy's gonna fit in long term, but Trey Man with Oklahoma City has really gone off. He had a 30-point game and a 28-point game already in summer league. He probably had one of the illest dunks of the summer league. If you go look it up, Trey Man has been phenomenal for OKC. Again, I don't know how he's going to fit into their plans. They're working Chet back in. Chet looked pretty good in his first game as well. OKC got so many young pieces. Trey Man might be a guy who gets lost in the shuffle, but I think he's looked really good in summer league.
Yeah, I like it. Hoops Nation. Hoops Nation, I see you got 2 questions up here. Again, we do apologize about last week. Our guest actually asked us if we could reschedule, so we are gonna have him back on the program eventually. That's Camo. He was the winner of the Balling for Peace dunk contest, sponsored by the good folks over at Real Fans Real Talk. He's also a member of the Harlem Wizards. So he will be on the show. We just he just asked us if we could reschedule. So we'll have him back, and we'll let you guys know as soon as that happens. But as far as your second question, why do fans, when a player have 1 or 2 bad games, think they're a bust? And that's fans, media sometimes, we become prisoners of the moment. That's pretty much what it is. We become prisoners of the moment. Oh man, look at him. He went 213. Oh man, he did this, he did that, and he's gonna be a bust. It's gonna be a bust. You can't call somebody a bust before they even step foot on to an NBA court. Summer league is summer league, but you're not gonna get the true test of being an NBA player until you actually step on the court for an NBA game. And again, you gotta give a player. I would say realistically for me, 3 years. I'm gonna give you 3 years before I determine whether or not I think you're a bust, because I think that's enough time to give a fair assessment of what they've done and any possible potential for them to get better moving forward.
Yeah, the bus thing, that's more about shock value. That's just people wanting to sound like they're more intelligent than everybody else in the room. And oh, he's a bust. I told you he wasn't gonna be all that. Like, there's no way to identify what a guy's gonna be purely off of summer league. It's no way for you to know that. And to Tripp's point, you're gonna need a couple seasons before you really know, because these guys are so young. You gotta remember, a lot of these guys 18, 19, 20 years old. Like, they're still technically learning the game. So to call somebody a bust after a couple summer league games or even 1 season, I think is completely unfair. You got to give guys 2, maybe 3 seasons to really see how they integrate themselves with the NBA game, before you could say that, because some of these guys might have a good week and then the very next week they fall off. And for all of these guys, this is going to be the most games they've ever played in their life. Wembanyama only played 40 games over in France last year. He's got to play double that this year. So there's going to be some times where he's going to struggle and he's going to hit that rookie wall. You got to give him 2 or 3 seasons, though.
Absolutely. Let's go to Ron. What's up, Ron? What's up, man? What did y'all think of Brandon Miller? I know his shooting has been off, but LaMelo will make him look good. I absolutely agree with that statement. LaMelo will help Brandon Miller out a lot, because he's going to get him in the right spot on the court. And I think that's going to be a big boost for Brandon Miller coming in to this season, because I do think he's going to have a lot of responsibility this season. But yeah, I think LaMelo Ball is the perfect guy to help him along with this game.
I like Brandon Miller. I think he'll be just fine. His shooting was off, but again, the expectations. You're the number 2 pick in the draft. Everyone's expecting you to come out there and light it up your first time you get on the court. And sometimes you get a little antsy, but he'll be just fine. High skill level guy. You got to give him some time with him and LaMelo to gel, because he's going to have to play off the ball a lot more than he's been accustomed to in the past.
Say that last part again, Eric. You went out for a second.
I said he's going to have to play off the ball a little bit more than he's been accustomed to in the past, but he's going to be fine. He'll be all right.
I agree. I definitely agree. Again, and that's just what I said in regards to Hoops Nation's question. Again, we can't become prisoners of the moment. We are going to see guys start to warm up as you get acclimated to playing in an NBA environment. Because again, even playing in college, you're still not playing 82 game seasons. So there's a certain level of conditioning that you're going to have to get to make that next step into the NBA. And these are all young kids. They're gonna have to make that adjustment, and that the only way to do that is just time. That's pretty much it. You have to actually be on the court. You have to get that rhythm of being on the court. So just time. Summer league it's summer league, man. Let the young cats get into the rotation during the season, and then we'll start kind of assessing what they've been able to do.
Right. And Kevin's comment is super accurate right there because it's true. Like there is you can't use summer league to gauge what you think a guy's gonna be like once the season starts, or even what his season's gonna look like. He may look great in summer league and then struggle at times in regular season. He may struggle in summer league and then look great at times during the regular season. Again, these guys are very young, man. The NBA is always tough to project what this guy's gonna be because most of these guys haven't played enough basketball yet. A lot of these guys, remember, 2 years removed from high school, they haven't had enough games and enough reps under their belt to really know what their game is going to be. A lot of this is all potential. A lot of this is based on what they think somebody's going to become because of their athleticism, but not really knowing that they're going to put the time in the gym to develop that jump shot. Are they going to develop their handle? Are they going to develop their ability to play off the ball? So right now it's all projections, man. We just happy to see the young guys getting on the court and getting up and down.
Yeah, absolutely. You got it. Just sometimes we don't just sit back and enjoy the game of basketball, and I think summer league that's really the time to really kind of sit back and enjoy because you get to first look at a lot of guys who some of which will ultimately turn into stars. Some guys will turn into role players. Some guys won't make it, but you get to see a lot of talent that you normally wouldn't see going into the league. So yeah, just kind of sit back and just enjoy the moment, man. I'm actually looking forward. I like summer league. I like watching the championship. Summer league championship I think is dope. So yeah, just don't become a prisoner of the moment, man, because that's what a lot of people do, and you really can't rate these guys based off of a couple of games in summer league.
I agree, but it's fun to watch them. It's fun to see the guys finally play. So it's
Yeah,
cool. Just let's not make career projections off of summer league performance.
exactly. Shout out to Courtney. She said, Imani don't love assist, that's for sure. Listen, some guys are scorers, and I'm not. And let me, before I don't want y'all coming at me, okay? Because I'm not comparing these two guys. I'm just talking about guys that like to score. Someone who we look at as one of the greatest to ever play the game. Rest in peace to the late great Kobe Bean Bryant was a guy that did not like to pass the ball.
Early in
You
his career,
right? So cut him a little bit. It's like, and again, I'm not comparing Imani Bates to Kobe Bryant. I just want to make that clear right now. I'm just talking about guys that like to shoot more than they pass. That's all I'm saying. Because you gotta be clear with people when you're talking about Kobe. Anything you say about Kobe, you got to make sure you clear. So I just want to be clear. I'm not comparing them. I'm just talking about guys that like to shoot more than pass.
Amani Bates is gonna be fine though. Like I said, he's still raw, still very raw, man. I like put up a hoop baller scoops comment there because I like that question and comment he has right there. People have
Yeah.
mixed thoughts on Lakers moves. What do you think? Trip, I'm gonna let you go first, man. I know you're still under contract over there out west, so I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
go first.
they ripped my contract with the Lakers. I'm gonna be honest with you, Eric. I like the moves. Obviously, would I like to have Kyrie? Sure. Would I like to have Dame? Sure. Was it realistic that we was gonna get one of those guys? No. So I wasn't really banking on that. Yeah, it would have been great. But in reality, I like the pieces. I like the bringing over Gabe Vincent. I like being able to re-sign two of the biggest contributors to the Lakers last season with Austin Reeves and Rio. I like those guys being able to be re-signed. Um, they are trying to get a backup big man. I know they wanted Mo Bamba, but he wound up going to the Pistons. The move that I think that they should make and that I would like to see, and I think that would kind of finalize the moves that they were able to make. I would like to see them go and get Bol and bring Bol to be their backup center. I don't know what's going on, because he did clear waivers. So I figured, last season he played 70 games for Orlando. He did pretty good in the minutes that he had. I would love to have Bobo come and play for the Lakers and give them another option offensively and a guy that can play defense as well. At that center position.
Yeah, I was a little skeptical when we had Combo on a few weeks ago about the Lakers and what they could do, but I liked everything that Rob Pelinka did. I mean, I thought D'Angelo Russell was a little overpaid, especially since you already had Gabe Vincent. But I
Yeah.
get it. It's more depth, and you can always try to flip D'Angelo Russell at the trade deadline. But I really do like what the Lakers have done and being able to keep some of their young core together. Rui Hachimura coming back, Austin Reeves coming back, bringing in Gabe Vincent to that mix. And I think Gabe Vincent is low key an upgrade over D'Angelo Russell. We saw last year in the playoffs, Gabe Vincent isn't scared of the moment. He's a guy
Exactly.
who can get you a bucket. He's a guy who can create offense for you, and he'll alleviate some of the ball handling from Braun. You know, he ain't gonna be your traditional point guard, but he'll be a guy for short stints where you can say you'll run the offense through Gabe and get Braun a little bit of rest here. And I also like what I heard from Rob Pelinka when he said, you know, they had the conversation with AD and said we need to go back to the style of play we had in the bubble where they had the dual big men, right? When they won the championship in the bubble and they were running two bigs at the same time, they want to try to get back to that. So I think they're going to try to get there. I know Jackson Hayes maybe isn't the guy really for that. He's still very young, as you mentioned, maybe Bo, but I think they're going to be in the market to try to bring in a veteran big man to play next to AD at times and try to just overpower teams. And understanding as well that in order for you to compete in the West, you got that team in Denver who has that big man. And
Mhm.
as skilled as AD is, AD had trouble with him, and you're gonna need help for AD as well to be able to take down a Joker. So
Yeah.
overall, I do like the Lakers' moves. Again, I'm surprised that they were able to keep Reeves at the number and still be able to add a piece like Gabe Vincent. So I like what the Lakers did.
Yeah. You know, shout out to Dwight Howard, but the year they won the championship, it was Dwight Howard that was putting in that work on the defensive side of the basketball, giving the Joker all type of fits in that series. Which ultimately they went on to win the NBA Finals. So yeah, they do need that second big man, maybe even a third, to kind of compete because Anthony Davis, as good as he is defensively, he can't get out there and guard Joe Kick 48 minutes. So you are gonna need some help with that one. Shout out shout out to Imani. See, I told you, Eric, that's why I had to preface my statement because people get sensitive when you mention anybody in the same breath as the late great Kobe Bean Bryant. So I had to say that. But Imani says, what's your thoughts on seeing Miles Turner's outfit? She also thinks the Lakers did solid. Not saying they could beat the Nuggets, but I think the Warriors team is better as well. Um, Miles Turner's outfit, I don't know if you how many of you guys watched our NBA draft special. We from New York, so we really, you know, fashion sense is a big thing for us. I gotta try to find a picture of his outfit so I can pull it up on the screen for everybody
You
to
gotta
see.
see it because it was very sassy. Um,
It was so
shout
many
out
words like sassy. I know it's
Yeah, shout out to Imani, and I think Pooh mentioned it as well. The whole fit was bad, and then the way he was just the posture with the legs crossed, like he looked like a basketball wife. Let's call it what it is. It was just a bad look for him. It was a bad fit. It was a
all right.
bad fit overall.
Let me ask you this, and I guess you guys can answer as well. What was worse, that outfit or the fishnets shirt that was Anthony Black had on draft night? Which
Mouse Turner fit was worse, bro. And you know I was killing Anthony Black for the
yes,
fishnet shirt, but the
yes,
Miles if Trip, I don't know how you haven't seen it. I should have sent it to you. The Miles Turner look is terrible.
that's crazy.
It's terrible. The posture, everything, bro. Everything was bad about that fit. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you now if you haven't seen it, so that way you can check it out, man. It's just bad overall. But we appreciate everybody commenting. And like I said, hold on, Amani said Miles Turner. You could tell he wasn't looking for a man out in Vegas. Wow.
Wait.
Woo! The people.
Hold on, I gotta put
Oh,
that on the screen.
oh man. Yeah, he's man. I'm telling you, the fit was terrible, bro.
Man, I'm gonna have to pull this up and see if I could put it up on the on the screen because it sound crazy. Let me see. Let me see the fit from this dude.
It was a terrible, terrible fit.
But
Like
you know what?
I don't. I'm
It
looking it
doesn't.
up now, so I'm trying to find it on my phone right here.
Yeah, I'm a find. Let me see. Summer League at the. Let's see.
Nah, I'm bringing it up. I know it's gonna be up here on the grab. Hold on.
If you guys shoot it over to me, Eric, and then I'll pull it up on the screen because I haven't actually seen the outfit just yet.
It was terrible, bro. Hold on.
So let me
I
see what's.
got I because I got other people commenting on it, like making
Oh
videos
no,
and
you know what?
messing it up.
I got it right here. Oh, he had the scarf your grandmother wearing church on, right? That you talking about that one?
He had the pink pants, yeah, with the white button up.
I see. Yo, he nah.
Told you he was.
That's over the top. Hold on. Now I gotta I gotta send this picture over. Let me see. Come on, y'all wrong for this. Come on, Imani, you wrong for this. Hold on, I'm working on getting the picture up on the screen right now. Let me see if I can get this.
It's a bad look. It's a terrible look.
I'm about to pull it up on the screen. 1 second. Hold on. Here we go. Right here. He's wilding for this right now. He's definitely wilding for that look. Who he sitting next to? Obi? Come on, Obi. You just got there, man. Don't be supporting that nonsense.
Obi ain't had no trade. He just sitting there. That's it. Obi ain't know he was gonna wear that. Obi went to support his new teammates and ain't even know he was gonna be wearing that.
Well, well, why is why does his face look like? Why is he making that face as he's looking on at the game? It's crazy. Hold on, let me. All right, let me. I think I can add this picture up here. I gotta pull this up on the screen. Let me find. Let's see. Let's see here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Oh my goodness, I gotta adjust the size of the daggone picture. All right, we're gonna.
We'll get back to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna post it on the Instagram. Y'all gonna have to check us on the Instagram.
We'll
I'm gonna
post it.
get it and
Yeah.
post.
When you edit this clip, you'll post it with that. We good.
Yeah, what we gonna get it together. We gonna have to because we had a top 5 worst sneakers of all time episode on the show. We're gonna have to do a top 5 worst dressed NBA players.
That's gonna be an extensive list. A lot of these dudes.
Yeah, we'll. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this outfit he's wearing right now. All right, hold on. Is that worse than the Dylan Brooks outfit? Because who's like top 3? This would have to be Dylan Brooks, Kyle Kuzma with that big ass sweater. The big, like it looked like it's a 6X sweater he be wearing. Is that one?
He looked like he was wearing. Remember the movie The Lorax, and they had the thneed with the with the long sleeve. That's what it looked like he was rocking. He was rocking a sweater for the Lorax.
What word? Hold on 1 second. Let me see. We got what's this? Lene Jones. Let me see what you're talking about, Miss Lene. Fellas, let me ask y'all. It was a big topic last week. Jalen Green video comes out 2 years ago where he is jumping his teammate Josh Christopher. My question is, why is our generation so girly? Josh had his legs spread. First of all, I'm just gonna pause myself for just reading that comment the way it's phrased. I'm just gonna start this whole thing off by saying pause. That's number one. As far as this generation being too girly, I I can't speak to that because I'm not from this generation. I can tell you this. I've played, when I was younger and I did play sports, I didn't ever, try to hump any of my teammates. So I can say that. I don't know what was going through that young man's mind that day or what he was trying to accomplish with the move he was doing. Because maybe he was trying to do a wrestling, he was trying to put him in the sharpshooter and it didn't work out. I don't know. I can't speak to that. I wasn't there. I'm just gonna say pause, and Eric, you can talk about it.
First of all, that ain't the position you in when you're trying to put somebody in the sharpshooter. We just go.
No, but you gotta grab your leg and try to flip him over. That's why I said maybe.
Yeah, but hold on. First of all, no, hold on. For the wrestling fans out there and for the non-wrestling fans, when you try to put somebody in a sharpshooter, you're normally standing while you're holding their legs, and then you try to like flip them over. You normally he put his teammates' legs on his shoulders. And he went somewhere else with that. So I think it was violation. It was violation for everybody involved because the dude I'm assuming it was the dude who was recording it was hyping it on. Josh Christopher was making all types of wild noises while Jalen Green was doing it. So everybody was in pure violation in that moment. Lene, I don't know. I don't know why this generation of men is the way they are. I can't speak to that, but somebody need to correct that real quick, man. Somebody need to grab one of them by the collar or something and get them in line.
Hold on. So Lene, let me. She know men play. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go back to what was it? I think it was Turk. The Turk interview, and Turk was like, "Yeah, everybody play little gay games," and I was like, "What?"
No.
Nah, bro. Nah, sorry. It's not. No, we're not all just out here humping our teammates and whatnot. That's not how this thing works.
I can't speak to how other people was raised in their house, but I know I had older cousins and uncles. It wasn't no gay games being played. We boxed, we wrestled, but it wasn't no like humping, no games, none of that type of nonsense that was taking place in that video.
And even if we did play, because we were not even were we still are WWE fans and whatnot. Nobody was gold dust.
Nah, he never was go. You didn't even pick him on a video game.
Not even. Shout to Gold Dust because I know it's just a character, but nobody was Gold Dust. Whenever we wrestled, you was The Rock, you might have been Austin, you might have been Shawn Michaels. Nobody was Gold Dust. So I just want to make that clear right now. Maybe he was a fan of Gold. I don't know. Maybe he was a fan of Gold, but whatever. And as far as the nail polish, I think that is a this generation thing because I see a lot of these rappers. I think Uzi gets paints his nails different colors. A lot of these young cats do it. So I don't know. That's what it is now. It's the trendy thing to do now for the young kids. I'm too old. I'm about to I'm about to be out of my 30s in a couple of weeks. So I don't understand that type of situation. I do go, I do like to keep my nails good. So I might go see, get my feet done and whatnot, because I like to feel good about myself as a man, but that's where it stops. I don't, I don't colors and all that I can't do.
It's extreme. We know that. Shout out to Dante. He said, I know we're not gonna stay on this pause, but Jalen Green was really on him. Pause. Yeah, we should move on. We should move on. We should move on.
Oh man! All right, let me get back to the rundown. We gotta.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, where we at on the rundown? Let's see where we at with it. Okay. Oh, Dame. He is officially trying to make his way to Miami. His agent has warned teams, do not trade for this man because he will only play for the Miami Heat. Portland, you did it to yourself. You knew this was coming. You had years upon years upon years to get Dame some legitimate help. I get it. Don't nobody want to go to Portland. It's not just Portland. A lot of these small market teams, it is hard to get big name free agents to go there. But you had time. You also had the number 3 pick in this year's draft that you could have used to possibly bring another superstar in, as opposed to drafting another 6'2" point guard. No disrespect to Scoot Henderson, because he is one of them ones, and I think he is a future superstar in this league. But you did have the number 3 overall pick that you could have used to flip to get someone to help Dame out. You did not do that. And not only did you not trade that pick, you drafted another point guard. The writing was on the wall from the moment you drafted Scoot. The writing was on the wall. I did not think we were going to see Dame in a Trailblazers uniform much longer. And now he has officially set the tone. So, get him. You'll have to get him to Miami. You can hold on to him, but ultimately, I think he winds up being in Miami at some point this season, whether it's before the start or maybe before All-Star break. I do think they make that move, but they only have themselves to blame.
I don't think Portland's really stressing it too much though. From what I've heard, the Monday before the draft, the Blazers and Dame's group spoke, and there was a clear understanding that if they could flip the pick, they would, and if they couldn't, that they would take Scoot and ultimately try to flip Dame, which is what ended up happening. We talked about that night on draft trip when they drafted Scoot that it didn't make sense for their roster to bring on another young guard when you already had Anthony Simons, when you had Shaden Sharp, who they drafted last year, and having Dame. So this was already in the works. I don't think they're really stressing it. I think Dame is trying to force his way to Miami,
Yeah,
but let's be realistic. Dame does not have a no trade clause, so he can't just dictate where he wants to go. Dame also has 4 years left on his contract, a contract that he signed just last year um, as an extension onto the 2 years that he still had left. He added 2 more years on.
yeah,
So if you're Portland, I think you got to do what's best for the business and the brand of the Trailblazers. Now, you want to do right by Dame, don't get me wrong. You don't want to screw him over and just send him anywhere. You want to do right by him, but if Miami can't find a way to get the assets that you want, then it doesn't have to be Miami. It could be somewhere else. And I think Dame is in a situation, as you mentioned, Portland probably could have done a better job of building a team around Dame. But I also think Dame missed his window. I think Dame's window was 2 years ago to say, hey, I've given you everything I had. It hasn't
yeah,
worked out. And now I want out. And no one would have complained about it because Dame has given the organization everything he can. But now, with 4 years left on that deal, at 32 years old, the assets aren't really out there.
yeah.
Especially when you're saying, "Oh, I only want to go to Miami." Well, Miami doesn't really have the assets because you're not going to want them to trade Bam Adebayo in the deal, right? They don't really have any high draft picks that they can flip at this point. So all they really have is a bunch of bad contracts and maybe Tyler Hero. And I don't think that's enough to get Dame. And that's why I kind of like the stance that Portland is taking. Like, look, we're gonna try to help you, but we're not just gonna give you away for a bag of chips. Like, it's got to be something coming back that's valuable for Dame Lillard. We can't just give you away, not when you saw Phoenix had to give away 4 first-round picks and Mikal Bridges for
Yeah,
KD. Not when just last year Rudy Gobert got traded for 5 first-round picks. Like,
yeah.
guys are getting traded for valuable assets. You want me to send you to Miami? Why? Because you want to go to Miami? And I just have to take back Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. I just have to take those guys back because that's where you want to go. I don't think that's the way it goes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's tough. Miami's gonna have to figure out either a third team because again, the only two players that are close to the value of Dame would be Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, and that defeats the whole purpose of the trade if you got to move one of those two guys. So you're gonna have to figure out a third team. You better call Brooklyn and, and see if they can help you facilitate this deal because I don't know if Miami can make this happen and you want to make it happen sooner rather than later before Portland says, you know what are we doing here? Such and such is just is willing to throw us 5 first round draft picks and a future star in this league. Because if once they go someplace else, that's it. It's over. Dame is under contract, so either do you really think Dame gets traded to another team and just says, "All right, I'm going to sit out until my contract is up"? I highly doubt that happens, especially if one of the other teams that swoop in is actually a contending team. I don't happening because you're in the best possible position to win a championship. If Boston can somehow make that trade happen, if Philly, maybe Philly swaps, tries to swap James Harden for for Dame and some other pieces. There's a couple other teams that possibly could get in the mix of this thing. You don't want to waste time and then you miss out on bringing Dame over. So they gotta figure out something, a possible 3-team, maybe even 4-team trade if you have to. But as the roster is right now, and with the draft picks that they have, it's not enough. And I don't blame Portland for waiting this thing out.
You can't blame them for that. And I think that's the right approach if you're Portland. You have to take your time with this deal. Dame is arguably the most important player in franchise history, at least over the last 20 plus years. So you can't rush the move. And again, you can't just give him away for anything. And if you're Dame, you got to understand that too. That again, I might have missed my window. Maybe 2 years ago, there was a bigger market for me. Guess what? If Dame had said last year, "Hey, I want out," you don't think the Knicks would have thrown 4 first-round picks at him instead of signing Jalen Brunson?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you waited a year late. Timing is everything. You waited too long, and now there isn't the same market for you. And so, like you mentioned, yeah, of course, the Lakers would love to have him, but the Lakers don't have the assets to go after him. All right.
Yeah.
So that's not happening. Uh, Phoenix is already set where they're at. So that's not happening. Brooklyn isn't close enough to contending for a championship. So that doesn't make sense. The
Uh,
Knicks aren't
well,
bringing in, yeah, the Knicks aren't bringing in Dame to play next to Jalen Brunson. So that's not happening. So it leaves very few teams. And to Kevin's point, why I only want the Miami? Because when he's looking at the landscape of the teams, really there's only 4 or 5 teams that are really competing for a championship. As rosters currently stand right now, you got
yeah.
4 or 5 teams that are really competing for a championship. Miami's the only team that really makes sense. So he wants to go down there. He wants to try to elevate them. Um, I think the fit could work with him, Jimmy, and Bam. But again, Miami does not have enough to make this move work. And
No.
Miami's going to have to make a separate move. There's already been rumors that they're trying to flip Tyler Hero to somebody else to get a first round pick and try to use that first round pick to package in. Um, Also, if you're Portland, you got to be smart here. We criticize Portland about the Jeremy Grant signing, which I think is ridiculous. 5 years, 160 million for
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant makes absolutely no sense. But if you're Portland, why am I taking on $120 million that y'all gave Tyler Hero? I don't need Tyler Hero. I got Scoot Henderson, I got Shaden Sharp, I got Anthony Simons. I don't need another ball dominant guard. I'm trying to get away from that. I need bigs now to pair with these guys. So give me first round picks, give me the cap space, give me some young guys I could develop, and we'll figure that out. I don't need Tyler Hero when I already got Scoot Henderson and those other young guys.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Dame, I wouldn't close the door on Boston.
So I'm I'm glad you mentioned that because one of the things I've been paying attention to is why hasn't Jalen Brown signed his extension? All
Yeah.
the other guys that we heard about have signed their extension.
Mm-hmm.
Boston tried to put out a press release, or not really a press release, kind of like a social media post about, oh, they were waiting for him to come back from vacation. Um, this is 2023. You can get emails and fax anywhere in the world.
Yeah, they got DocuSign.
Yeah,
They got sign online.
if the terms of an extension were already agreed upon, he could have docu-signed them from the yacht that he's on, or the beach that he's laying out in. You know what I'm saying? Or the hotel where he's enjoying some beverages and fine dining. The fact that they're saying we're waiting for him to come back, I think gives me kind of the interpretation and the impression that there's going to be a conversation had about if Jalen Brown wants to even stay in Boston, and if not, what can we do here? Because I just think it's very ironic. We've seen other guys already sign their extension. Anthony Edwards signed his extension already. We've seen all these guys signing their extension. Why is Jalen Brown? Why has he not signed his extension? Boston already made one move with the Marcus Smart move to bring in Porzingis. You saw they made the Grant Williams move, which freed up even more cap space for them now. I would not be surprised if we start to hear their name come up in a potential Dame trade if Jalen Brown doesn't sign this extension within the next week or two, because then at that point, now we're into late July. What are you waiting on? Why can't we figure this extension out when I'm sure these talks have been going on all year?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's interesting. It's interesting to see how this thing plays out because again, one thing that we do have to keep in mind is that Dame is under contract for some years. So in reality, they don't have to trade Dame at all. We if they really want to play hardball and just wait for the right deal to come along, they could do that. Because if you're Dame, are you sitting out? And if you are, okay, we were already in rebuild mode anyway, so we'll just drop in the rankings. You want to sit out? Okay, well let the young cats go out there, drop. We'll get another high draft pick coming into next season, and then we'll trade you. And they're still gonna get a decent value whenever they do trade Dame because he is one of the top players you know in this league. So again, we'll keep you guys up to date on what's going on with that. Deontay, thank you. Welcome to the Real Fans Real Talk family. We're gonna get to your question in a minute, but I do want to get to Hoopballer Scoops comment about the Warriors. Warriors added Chris Paul and Dario Saric as a shooting big. I think they are better than last year's team on paper. CP3 isn't going to turn the ball over much. He can shoot the mid range. Draymond Green just said CP3 going to make Kuminga's game go to another level. Maybe if they had another big, maybe. Remember, Wiggins missed 2 months last year. Thoughts, Eric? You want to start with that one?
Absolutely. I still like the Warriors, and Hoopball Scoop touches on some great points there. They missed Wiggins for 2 months, and then he came in and really didn't even like get any warm up games before the playoffs. Jumped right into the playoffs. So that aspect you got to figure will be better this year. Um, I like CP3. I'm interested to see how they're going to use him during the regular season. We've talked about it before because I don't think he fits their style of play over the course of an 82 game season. But come playoff time, last 6 minutes of a game, it always helps to have a true point guard who can get you into your offensive sets and make sure you're getting the best possible shots. Because one of the things about the Warriors, even though they've had a lot of success, they can get very sloppy on offense in terms of bad shots and turnovers and getting a little too cute offensively. CP3 settles that down for them. So I like that addition. I like the Saric addition as well, because as we also talked about, if you're going to play CP3 and you're going to play Draymond together, you may not have enough floor spacing. Saric can play over Kevon Looney in those closing minutes and give you another guy who can pop out on a pick and roll and knock down a shot. So I like the moves. I still like Denver as the best team in the West. And I think I like the Lakers a little bit more than the Warriors just because of the Gabe Vincent signing. But I really do like what the Warriors have done to kind of reshape that roster this offseason with limited resources.
Yeah. I like the Saric signing. Um, my issue with Chris Paul. Obviously, we know Chris Paul is a superstar. We understand that. We know what he's capable of. My issue with Chris Paul and the Warriors is his style of play is completely different than what we've come accustomed to seeing from the Golden State Warriors. That's one. So I'm interested in seeing how they figure out floor spacing and who's actually gonna do what, who's gonna play alongside of who. That's one. And but secondly, I'm still concerned every year whether or not Chris Paul is going to be on the court past the second round of the playoffs because we've been going through this the last couple of years and he hasn't made it past the second round of the playoffs. There's always this. There seems to be some injury that keeps Chris Paul from being able to be there in crucial moments. Again, we saw it again this season with the Suns, where Chris Paul goes down, and that's it. So those are my two concerns. Um, I will say this: the Warriors championship run is I don't think it's closed. The championship window is closed completely, but I need to see Chris Paul playing for the Warriors first before I can make a real assessment of how far they can actually go.
I think with the current roster, I think the window's closed unless there's a move that's made. Just because, as we mentioned, size wise, they struggled on the boards against the Lakers in that series, and they would have struggled against Denver if they even got past the Lakers. So I think unless, and that's no disrespect to Kevon Looney, because I think Looney is he gives them everything he got, but they are limited. They're not a big team. They're not a physically imposing team. They got to shoot you out the gym. And on nights when they don't really do that, Steph is going to be Steph. But unless Clay gets back to what he once was, they got to figure out a way to overcome the size differential that they're going to face against some of the teams in the West. So unless there's a move made, I think it's currently constructed, that window is closed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I guess they do need to pick up some stuff. Another big man because the West is tough. with Jokic, it's gonna be hard for any team to get past him if you don't have at least one big man that can do some
Right.
legitimate work in for you. Let me go to. I want to take this really quick. I'm gonna go back to Deontay Pfeiffer. I'm semi new to the show, but do you all cover and watch the WNBA? Y'all should hit up some women players to come on. I heard on the A Butter show, y'all talked to Teresa Weatherspoon. Yes, Teresa Weatherspoon was on the show. I told you guys in the past we've had Kim Hampton, who was teammates with Teresa Witherspoon. She actually came in studio with us, sat down with us for a whole hour long show. Um, we gonna bring some more lady ballers on the show as well. We do rock with the WNBA. We support the ladies. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Liberty right now, second place in the league. Their big three is something special. I think they, you know, win a championship before either the Knicks or Brooklyn sniffing NBA finals. So you gotta love that. Um, Shout out to Brittany Griner. I seen she had a dunk the other day. I think it was yesterday. I think it was
Yeah,
yesterday. She had the first dunk of the WNBA season. I love Las Vegas and what they're doing right now, dominating the league. Um, so yeah, we're definitely in tune. I'm gonna get to a game this season because I do want to go out and support the Liberty this season. So I'm gonna try to make it to a game before the season is out. But yeah, we definitely support the ladies. Always have, always will. You said yes. Oh, what do we what do we know about this? We know they're the best team
I mean, best team in the league, man.
in
They're
the
the
league
best
right
team in the
now.
league. But
That's
now
that's good though.
we would love to have the ladies on to this, to discuss ball and discuss everything else that comes along with the WNBA. So we definitely would love that opportunity if it presents itself. So we got to see, and we want Teaspoon back on the show as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are working on it. We working on bringing a few more guests through during this summer. We got a big extended family, so we're gonna have some surprises coming through for you guys throughout the summer. So just kind of bear with us, but we'll bring in some of the hoopers back onto the show. We definitely appreciate you guys rocking out with us and supporting. Keep them comments coming. Keep telling us when we post stuff. Yeah, drop a comment. Tell us if it is somebody that y'all want to see us get. We'll work on getting them onto the show. So keep dropping those comments. If you haven't already, while you guys on, make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're watching through YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed to us, make sure that you click that subscribe button as well. For everybody that's watching through YouTube, youtube.com/, for the fans productions. And check us out on all our social media, facebook.com/ real fans real talk, Instagram, Twitter at real fan talk. And of course, if you're not in New York City on Thursday nights and you can't watch us on TV on Verizon 43 from 8 to 9 p.m., don't worry. All you got to do is go to that website, realfansrealtalk.com. Click that red button on the homepage, and you can watch from anywhere in the world. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to both the Sanchez Show podcast and the Real Fans Real Talk podcast, streaming on all major platforms right now. Just so that you guys can stay in the loop. We got one more. Our charity run doesn't stop. We like to give back to the community as much as we can. We like to get out there with the youth as much as we can. So we are going to be back with Balling for Peace at the end of the month on July 30th. If you guys do pull up to the Balling for Peace celebrity charity softball game, you will get to rock out with both myself and Legend in two games this time because he will be making his way back up to New York for that event. And for the battle rap fans in the building, we're gonna be hitting up Cortez's next battle right after Balling for Peace that night. I'm gonna give y'all some more info on that on our
Busy day.
social.
It's a busy day.
It is, but we outside. It's summertime. We need to be outside, so we're gonna get back outside with it.
We need to get back outside. And shout out to Cortez, man. I always say Cortez. He put me in the video, man. It was different. Life is different after that. He put me in the video, man.
Facts. Oh, you know what? I gotta say this because I wanted to be Real Fans Real Talk to be the first place that y'all hear this little tidbit right here. If you guys, for the guys that have been following us for a while now, you know that we are big boxing advocates on the show. You guys have seen we had Shushu on a couple of weeks ago. We always having boxers pass through. One of the extended family members of Real Fans Real Talk is retired. WBA welterweight champ Aaron Superman Davis. He is coming out of retirement for another big exhibition match with another retired boxing champion, Lou Del Valle. Those guys are setting up for a big boxing match, and we're gonna be all in the mix of that when it goes down. So be on the lookout for that as well. Oh, baseball All-Star game. Your guy Pete Alonso, he said he's coming back for everything they said he couldn't have. Is he winning the home run derby third
Man,
time?
it's tough. You see, I got the Seattle hat on tonight because I do think. Shout out to Seattle. They hosting an All-Star game tomorrow night and the home run derby tonight. J Rod, man, Julio Rodriguez. I think the hometown kid does it. But him and Pete had an epic battle in last year's home run derby. I would love to see Pete go and be the 3-time winner. Only other guy that's ever won three times is the kid out in Seattle as well, Ken Griffey Jr., who I feel is, if not the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. But I think J Rod beats him tonight, and J Rod probably wins it in front of the home crowd.
You know what? Nah, I'm not even going to agree with you. I'm gonna go with the home team.
I ain't mad at it.
I'm gonna go with my man Pete. I need Pete to get back up in there and set the tone and bring that back to the East Coast, man. We need that for the East Coast. So I'm going with Pete Alonso tonight. I think he's going to get that third home run derby championship. So I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. I'm also looking forward to my guy Garrett Cole, the first start in his great MLB career, but this is going to be his first All-Star game start. I believe he's 9-2 right now on the season. He's trying to get that Cy Young award with the Yankees as well. But I'm looking forward to that. I know he's excited. He said he was excited about that. Shout out to Hoop Baller Scoop. Y'all, I love our supporters, man. I love the family because y'all be going hard for us.
Yo, I see that. I try to hold in my laugh real quick because Hoop Baller Scoops. I got the picture. It's there.
Yo, Hoop Baller Scoop be on it. Hey man, it's definitely gonna be when I start posting the clips. It's gonna be on there because by the time I get to it, we running a little bit low on time today. So I'm gonna definitely have it when we drop that clip. I'm gonna put the picture of Miles Turn Up. I appreciate you for that, Hoop Baller Scoop. Oh, you know what? Let's get to this last one. This last comment about Hoop Baller Scoop before we get ready to get up out of here. Is the Lakers title hopes closed? Now, I don't even know if you really need me to answer that. You might need Eric to answer that because, as someone who's under contract right now with the Lakers and my contract got extended, with the whole LeBron James deal, you should already know I'm going to say not ever as long as LeBron James is on the court is the title window closed. So you might want to let Eric answer that question.
So I'll say no, it's not closed. In terms of rosters in the West, Denver's really the only team that I like more top to bottom than the Lakers. And even still, remember, Denver's lost Bruce Brown and Jeff Green. So they got to figure out how to fill some of that depth on their rotation as well. But I like the Lakers better than Golden State, slightly better, but I like them better. I like them better than what Phoenix has because I still think that Phoenix situation can work. And after that, I think there's a dip. I don't think Memphis is really ready to take that type of step up. I don't think Sacramento is ready to take that next step up. So I think the window is still very open for the Lakers. Health is going to be the biggest thing for the Lakers, and then playoff matchup. If they can get similar matchups like they did this year in the playoffs and don't have to play Denver until the Western Conference Finals, then yeah, it works out really well for them. But they got to stay healthy.
Yeah, and I said, Hoop says he only asked because you said the Warriors title window is closed, but the Warriors don't have LeBron James.
I said the reason I said the Warriors, remember I said that's currently constructed because I just don't think the Warriors match up well with Denver or the Lakers as they're currently constructed. They just don't have enough size for those teams. But again, if the Warriors make the right move, if they bring in the right vet, big man, then that situation might change. But as currently constructed roster wise, I think Denver's roster is the only one that's really better than the Lakers in the West.
Hey, listen, I mean, y'all heard the legend say it, so I didn't even have to say it on that.
I said what I said, man. And y'all know, I'm gonna keep it a buck when it comes to the Lakers. I'm not big on the super team thing. I actually like the fact that the Lakers have not tried to aggressively go after a third star. So I'm glad the Lakers stood out of the whole Bradley Beal sweepstakes and instead decided to try to build the team out the right way.
Yeah, Yeah. It's in 2 years will the Lakers have a title? I'm gonna say yes, but again, you probably want to ask Eric this question. Just who Scoop, if you ask him anything that's involving LeBron James, just directly tag Eric on the question because you know
I,
what my answer is gonna be.
I mean, if you're asking me, if you're saying would I take the Lakers or the rest of the league, I would take the rest of the league because there's still a lot of variables. Again, health is the biggest thing. Can AD stay healthy not only for a full season but then also for 4 rounds of the playoffs? Braun is amazing, but we saw this past year that Braun started to fade as the season went on, and it's not his fault. Braun is 20 years in. You know what I'm saying? So if the question directly is would you take the Lakers as opposed to everyone else in the league? No, I would still probably say somebody else would win, but that doesn't mean the window is closed because if things break right for you, you get the right matchup. Who knows? Maybe next year Denver gets upset in the second round and the Lakers don't have to face Denver at all, and now they have a clearer path to the finals. So I would say no, but that does not mean that the window is closed.
There you there you have it. The window is not
It's
closed.
still slightly open. It's still open. Is it
Right.
wide open? Is it like 95 degrees outside wide open? No, but it's a brisk 77 and the window is slightly open just to let a breeze in. It's still open.
Listen, they got my man LeBron James out there still. All right. That's it. That's all that need to be said. You got LeBron James out there. And for the folks at home, because I know y'all been wanting to see this. Eric, you want to give us a final thought? Well, I put the picture up in the background so they can see. Hold on, let me see if I could adjust this a little bit.
Obi's face says it all. Obi is just disappointed that that's the seat that he was given. He was
Yeah.
assigned that seat. But listen, again, we thank all of these supporters, man. We greatly appreciate it. You guys could be anywhere in the world. You're rocking with us here on live. You're giving us great questions, great comments, and we just want to keep that momentum rolling, man. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week and the weeks after that. And like I said, if you're in the New York City area, like Trip said, man, come out to Bowling for Peace, man. It is a great event. It's a family friendly event. I think you guys would love it, and it would also give you an opportunity to chop it up with us in person, and man, and we could talk sports then and there.
Oh yeah, we have no area with talking sports wherever
It's,
we at.
it's never off limits. Wherever we at, that's where the conversation goes down. So
Hold on, let me put Deontay comment up there before we get up out of here.
yeah, he don't want to look back. He not looking back.
He's like, you know what? I'm just not gonna say nothing. It's like when you go to the strip club and you can't make eye contact with the dancers. It's like that. You don't want to look back at them, so you gotta watch that. All right, man. Listen, yo, we once again, man. My final thought is just gonna be this. Thank you for everybody, for the old family members, for the new family members, and for the family members that's to come. We truly appreciate you guys. Keep them comments coming. And we gonna try to get to everything. We are gonna have some more guests coming on the show very soon. So, like I said, just keep rocking with us, and we're gonna keep doing what we gotta do, man. For myself, Trip Young, my brother, my co-host, Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in Two Games. We up out of here.
Peace.
Peace.